This is Renelle, and welcome to Quality Hang with Rod Brooks and friends. And here he is now, your host, my main man, Rod Brooks.
Thank you very much, Renelle. I am Rod Brooks, and welcome everyone to Quality Hang. And as always, I'm joined on this broadcasting adventure by my partner in crime, my friend, your friend, the co-host of Quality Hang. He is Marcus Osborne. What up, dog? How you doing?
I'm good, man. It's cold, and I just managed to scarf down a couple of bites of potato salad, so all is good.
Yes, so Marcus is fully satisfied and ready to broadcast for your pleasure. Before we get into the show and before we thank our presenting sponsor, the fine folks at Hop Monk Taverns, college football playoff updates. 5:04 left to go in the fourth quarter of the Fiesta Bowl, the college football playoff semifinals between the University of Miami and the Ole Miss Rebels. Miami just scored a touchdown. They are now up 24-19, again, with 5 and change left to go in this college football playoff semifinal. I am no fan of the Miami Hurricanes. I am a bigger hater of all things University of Mississippi related, and particularly and most pointedly, their football program. So because I am a hater, and college football is all about hating, I am hating with extreme alacrity on the University of Mississippi and their football team, and definitely because my team is not in the college football playoff. I hope all the bad things in college football happen to all the other teams in the playoff, particularly the Ole Miss Rebels. So if this game changes or when it goes final at this current score, we will pass that information along to you. But it has been a good football game. It's going to be a great football weekend. Before we dive into it, particularly getting into the nuts and bolts of the Niners and the Eagles, let's thank our presenting sponsor, the fine folks at Hop Monk Taverns. 3 locations to choose from: Sonoma, Sebastopol, and in Novato. And at all 3 locations, they all do the same great things. Fantastic food from a wildly diverse menu, something for everyone. The craft beer selection is absolutely out of this world, and the live entertainment's live music selection is out of this world as well. Just as diverse as the beer they serve and the food they serve at all 3 Hop Monk locations. So whatever you're into, rock and roll, country, and Western music, as they say in the Blues Brothers, or what have you. I don't know. You might be into some house music. You might be into some trance music. You may not even be into music on that day. You might want some comedy. You can find that and more at all 3 Hop Monk locations. So to see what they have coming up as far as live entertainment is concerned, check them out online at hopmonk.com. Better yet, make sure you follow them on all of the socials and get their updates that way. Best thing, though, stop by Hop Monk, one of their 3 locations in Sonoma, Sebastopol, or in Novato. All right, let's go ahead and get this party started. Marcus, starting tonight and through Monday, my brother, it's going to be wall-to-wall football. And I, for one, am pretty damn excited about all that.
Let me ask you a question, Rod Brooks.
Shoot, baby.
I know it's weird to not have LSU anywhere around this time of year, but are you I'm this way. I can't watch football in particular. It's actually the one sport that I can't really watch without having a rooting interest.
Oh, I'll watch 22 Monkeys play football if it's right. If the stakes are right.
It's a weird thing here because I can't enjoy it as much if I don't get it. I need to have some kind of emotional attachment to one of these teams. So I always come up with reasons to root for one team or the other.
Well, you're like Michael Jordan. You're just looking for reasons to hate on somebody to get yourself juiced up.
Exactly. To hate somebody or to root for somebody. I would prefer to root for somebody because I try not to be a hater. But college football is such a different beast because it is it's such an emotional game.
Yes, very much so.
The hate is so real between the schools. I love it. It cracks me up. But do you find a reason to root for or against the team to get an emotional interest in the squad?
You know, in the NFL, no. I mean, I really only have a blinding hatred for 2 teams, the Cowboys and the Titans, the Cowboys for
Mhm.
obvious reasons, the Titans
Sure.
because Bud Adams took the Oilers
Obvious
away
reason.
from Houston, where I'm from, turned them into the Titans. So if you ain't down with me and mine, then it's always going to be F you into your camp. But in the NFL, I find the Raiders to be more comical than anything. The Browns I find to be comical, but I don't have any hatred for NFL teams. Now, college, again, this is my hang up and the hang up of college football fans nationwide. Not all of them, but college football, because it's been around for so long and
Yeah,
because it is so personal.
it is.
I, I do spend just as much time, if not more, hating on a diverse array of teams, along
SEC.
with rooting for my team. You know what I mean? So on a random, not a random, on a normal Saturday, my entire focus will be on the ongoings of LSU football. But over the course of that day, I will hate with extreme prejudice Texas A&M, University of Texas, University of
Yeah,
Alabama, University of Georgia, University of Mississippi. Throw Notre Dame in there, throw BYU in there for reasons. USC for a couple of reasons. I just don't like USC's get down during the BCS when they were trying to claim titles that LSU rightfully won on the field. Penn State, I'll
that
find
is
a way to hate
hate right there.
Yeah,
boy.
so it's more of a college football thing. We college football fans, before we get into the Niners in the NFL, we college football fans, we're not healthy at all.
No,
There's nothing healthy
No.
about this thing that we have passionately
no,
engaged
no.
in.
I mean,
It's stupid.
some of the lengths college football fans go through just to hate the other squad.
Yeah.
Remember when they poisoned the trees?
I was just about to bring that up when Harvey Updike, an Alabama fan, who, by the way, did not go to the University of Alabama. All right. An Alabama fan poisoned the trees and it's such a stupid tradition at Auburn. They have these two incredible old oak trees in like the middle of downtown Auburn, whatever it is. And when Auburn wins, because Auburn, I forgot to tell you how much I hate on them, even though they haven't mattered, but I still hate on them because it's Auburn, which is basically Alabama's Texas A&M, not a bright group of people. When they win, they toilet paper the trees. In Toomer's Corner, I believe it's called. It's environmentally, it's disgusting. But again, it's Auburn.
Sure.
All right, but you know what? That's those booger eaters get down. It ain't none of my deal. But this guy decided, and it's Alabama and Auburn. And listen, if you want to talk about unhealthy hate, by the way, Ole Miss just scored. So extra point on the way. Trinidad Chambers, he's a bad young man. They just took a 25-24 lead with 3:13 left. Miami has 2 timeouts. Ole Miss again just scored, awaiting the extra point. They have 3 timeouts with 3 minutes and 13 seconds left to go in the game. But anyway, long story short, Alabama fan poisoned the trees. Like, I don't even know where you find industrial grade tree poison, but apparently he either had some on deck or he went out and purchased some industrial grade tree poisoned the trees. And then I think he called a call-in radio show. I think he called Paul Feinbaum's old call-in radio show, sports talk radio show, and admitted
It's Feinberg. It's Feinberg.
And admitted that he poisoned the trees. It's an unhealthy sport, but God damn it, I love it so much. God, I love it so much. I don't like what's happening right now. Oh, by the way, Ole Miss going for 2. Let me give you some unauthorized play-by-play. Chambliss with the shotgun snap, rolling right. They get the 2-point conversion, so Ole Miss up 3 on Miami, 27-24. Again, 3:13 left. Miami with 2 timeouts. Let's get into the Niners, as this 5 days of football here has gotten off to an excellent start, even if Ole Miss is winning. Niners 5.5-point underdog to the Philadelphia Eagles Sunday at 1:30. Make sure you check out Niner pregame live at 12:30 on NBC Sports Bay Area. Myself, the Don Matt Mayoko, Carlos Ramirez, get you all the latest and the greatest leading up to Niners and the Eagles on Sunday. We'll get into the nuts and bolts of the game, but for the Niners, their thing is health. Who's healthy? who is not healthy. Today being Thursday, this is the second day of 3 practices the Niners will hold before they leave for Philly on Friday. Trent Williams was unable to practice yesterday.
Uh-oh.
Well, do I have some good news? Matter of fact, I've got excellent video for you. If you're just putting on your sports talk ears, if you will, feast your eyes on, as a Niner fan, I can only describe to you as a wonderful, wonderful sight. This is Trent Williams practicing for the first time this week and looking good in the process. Let's get that video up there. There we go. Big number 71 moving around, looking good. And we'll just keep it on his video here. Trent moving laterally. No hitch in his giddy up. Again, Trent strained his hamstring chasing down that pick 6 that opened the Bears game a couple of weeks ago. You can see Big 7-1 practicing, moving without any restrictions. So while Trent Williams was listed as a limited participant in practice today, by virtue of this video, what we're seeing here, and him being a limited participant in practice, this is just my my opinion based on factual information. Really good chance that Trent Williams is going to be manning that left tackle spot on Sunday. And for the Niners, as they try to deal with this Vic Fangio defense of the Eagles, Marcus, that is absolutely massive, my man.
Yeah, this is interesting. He pulled a hammy, right?
Yes. First time he pulled a hamstring in his career, he said.
Yeah, dude, I don't know. This might be for show.
It wouldn't. This is not for show. They don't do it like that. Now, I'll show you the other side. I will show you some video of someone who is in uniform and at practice, but you could clearly see that this dude is not ready to play. That's not for show. He's going to play. Unless there's a setback.
That's what I'm saying. I'm certain that he is going to try to play. But I feel like you just pulled a hammy last week and you already ready
2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago. It's going to be – I hate to say it, but I have a feeling he's going to pull that thing again right in the middle of this game. I just think when the real bullets fly, they're going to have to pull it.
He very well may, but it's a chance that he has to take, and it's a chance that they have to take, because if he's not playing, they have no chance of winning this football game. So the first test is to get him out there and practice, albeit in a limited form, to see if he can actually go out there and move. Once they make that determination, and once he's able to go through a practice, and I think tomorrow is going to be it will be another test, another crucible. If he can go through that, again, provided there's no setback in tomorrow's practice or there's no setback as they're warming up on Sunday, he's going to start at left tackle. Now, when the whistle blows and that game starts, he may go through the whole game. He may, as you say, re-injure that hamstring, is unable to play. But that's a bridge you cross once you get to it. They have to have him out there, because a big part of why the Niners couldn't score was, yes, what Seattle's very good defense was able to do, but what they were able to do against Austin Pleasance, the left tackle, and for Trent Williams in that game last week, and the effect Trent Williams had, not just in his presence and his talent not being out there, but the domino effect of Trent Williams not being there, and how that affected left guard Spencer Burford, how that affected the center Jake Brendel. Having Trent Williams out there, even if he's not 100%, is a lot better than not having him out there at 100%. Or 100% of him not being there, I should say.
Yeah, you gotta try. At the very least, you gotta try him out there and see what he can do if he at all has the availability to go out there. I just, a guy that big and that age, I just have a feeling once the real bullets start flying, at some point they're gonna have to pull it.
I don't know. Maybe not. Hope not. He said he never pulled a hamstring before. I know the Niners' strength and performance, their trainers, just to use that catch-all term, a lot of people think that they are a big reason why the Niners have had so many soft tissue injuries over these years. I don't know. Maybe not. I kind of really don't give a shit. To me, it's just football. But I don't think that Trent Williams and the assorted people who are in charge of health and safety, for lack of a better way to put it. I don't think it would put a guy out there that simply couldn't do it. And again, this is, this is the playoffs, right?
Yep.
Got to play your best players. And if he could go out there and give it the old college try, then you got to do it. All right. So now that's Trent. He's going to play. To what extent? We don't know. But I want you to watch this video. Now, you'll see this video here as, once again, StreamYard is going to make me punch a baby. I'll show you this video here of Trent Williams walking. And you will notice something in the background here as, give me 1 second here, if you don't mind. Oh, live podcasting. It's so much fun. You'll see this video here in just a moment of Trent Williams walking, and you will see a guy who is on track to play and a guy who is on track to not play. I promise you this video is coming. I promise you this video is
believe.
coming. That is my solemn promise to
you believe, like
the fine viewers of Quality Hang with Rod Brooks and friends. And of course, this video is not cooperating. Here we go. Oh, for the love of all that is holy and dear. Anyway, Ricky Pearsall worked out on a side field today, and Ricky Pearsall is, in my estimation, not going to play on Sunday. You can tell when this video eventually does come up, and it looks like it's just not going to do it. You can tell by this video that he just simply is not at the point where he is able to do anything to the level that he needs to be effective. He needs to protect himself, and he needs to give the Niners all of his talents. So this video is not going to play. My apologies to all of you. But Ricky Pearsall, who is another guy who is, I think, extremely important to the Niners' chances of going into Philadelphia and pulling off an upset. Not having Ricky Pearsall there, who is huge. He's the only guy who can beat man coverage. He's the only guy that you can really, I know you could get some stuff out of Jawan Jennings and Kendrick Bourne and DeMarcus Robinson, but really Ricky Pearsall is their only wide receiver who consistently beats man coverage. And not only is he good on those intermediate in-cutting routes, they call them dagger routes, where the ball is getting over the second level, into the middle of the field where the Niners like to operate. Pearsall is that one guy that stretches the field consistently vertically in man-to-man situations. Not having Ricky Pearsall and not having that part of the Niners offense was a big problem last week against Seattle. That's why Seattle was able to play so many guys up to the line of scrimmage, even if they were in nickel and in dime, because they knew they didn't have to worry about things. There we go. Now, finally, the video comes up. Okay, you see Big Trent taking a stroll. Oh, damn it. Of course, now it's the end of the video. All right, here we go. You see Big Trent taking a stroll. All right. I mean, that's a guy that looks like he's ready to play. Now, look at this guy in the background here. Number one. Does that look like a guy who's ready to play on Sunday? Nah. Nothing set in stone. Nothing set in stone, but Trent Williams practiced, albeit in a limited fashion. Ricky Pearsall, 2 days in a row. Now, second game in a row, not practicing. Chances on him playing on Sunday, I would say, are slim and none. And both of those guys are not on the 53-man roster.
Has Purdy appeared on the injury report?
No, he's fine. No, he's good. He has no injury designation whatsoever. So he is good to go.
Because he was getting popped last week. And that last hit where he wrecked his finger, I'm like, oh, my gosh.
Again, no injury designation, said nothing about the finger. I think that was more of a laceration, more of a cut than anything. And the hit he took at the end of the game, what I thought was much seriously. He absolutely got folded. Said it was just a stinger. So nope, no injury designation whatsoever. He is good to go. So the main ones again, Trent Williams, my estimation, looks like he's on track to play. Ricky Pearsall not on track to play. If I had to pick out of the two, who's more important to have, Pearsall or Trent Williams, I think we can all agree it's Trent Williams, man. You'd love to have Pearsall out there, but you can't get the ball to Ricky Pearsall. You You can't get the ball to McCaffrey. You can't get the ball to Kittle. You can't get the ball to all of those guys if you don't have Trent Williams there, run blocking, pass blocking, and what he does for everybody else on that offensive line.
Are people going to start calling Ricky Pearsall street clothes like Anthony Davis?
Hey man, they're already calling him some version of that. They're already saying he's made out of fiberglass, or they're already saying he's injury prone. That is
the damn dude got shot. That's not like any old injury. Oh no.
No. It's I don't like to do that to guys, to any athlete, because being a professional athlete is hard, and I tend to take athletes at face value when they say they're injured, because that's all they want to do is play. I've never heard of an athlete. I've been around him for a long time. I've never heard of an athlete who's faking injury because they don't want to play.
I'm with you.
I know that a lot of people going, hey, what about Jonathan Kuminga? That's kind of a different story for a different situation. Maybe we'll get into that a little bit later. But they want to play. And he has a tricky PCL injury. He's got a tricky knee injury. And, listen, for wide receivers, man, your ability to run and get up to top speed and cut and decelerate and move laterally at top speed, you're like a Formula One car. Every piece has got to work, and every piece has to work at its optimum level. And if that knee is not stable and it's not right, dude can't play. And I don't fault him for that. Yeah. I just don't.
Yeah, I'm with you. I don't like when players get accused of sort of jaking it, as they used to say in the old days. All these guys want to play ball. They all want to play ball, unless there's a special circumstance where you got to kind of make something up to keep somebody out for some reason or another. But otherwise, these dudes want to be in it, man. Yeah. Especially the guys who get the moniker of often injured.
Right.
They definitely want to play.
Right. And that's why you got a guy like Fred Warner doing everything he can to get back for a potential divisional playoff game if the Niners beat the Eagles this upcoming Sunday, or if the Niners are able to get to the NFC Championship game by winning Sunday and then beating whoever they would play in a hypothetical divisional matchup. So Fred Warner, by the way, working out on a side field, doing some running. They have not opened up his practice window or anything of that nature, but Fred Warner is strong possibility that he would be able to play next week. Definitely would be able to play if everything worked out for an NFC Championship game if the Niners are able to get that far. Obviously, there's still a football game or two away from that possibility.
Yeah. It would be nice for Niner fans. That'd be an inspirational story for 49er fans.
No doubt. No doubt.
Jogging out of the field. Yeah.
We're gonna do some picks later. I'll tell you what, we'll do all the picks at the same time.
All right.
All of the wild card games, and we'll include the Niners in there, because if you've kind of paid attention to what I've said, what I said on Monday, kind of where I'm going right now, or if you've checked out anything I've said on social media or Niners Now on NBC Sports Bay Area's YouTube page, you could tell that I'm bullish on the Niners' possibility and their chances of going to Philadelphia and winning this game, even with how they looked last week, even with the injuries that they have. But let's get into the coaching situation, because Black Monday, Marcus, stretched all the way to Black Tuesday and then Black Wednesday, or I guess in the case of Mike McDaniels, half Black Wednesday, since Mike McDaniel is biracial. Sorry.
Shit.
I'll move this graphic. John Harbaugh and Mike McDaniel were added to the list of coaches who were fired on Black Monday, along with Brian Daboll and Brian Callahan of the New York Giants and the Tennessee Titans, respectively, who were fired mid-season. Now that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Am I doing that right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's 8 teams that are looking for head coaches. This is a 32-team league, so that is a good percentage of the league that are looking for new coaches. John Harbaugh was thought to be safe, even though the Ravens, I think it's fair to say that they underachieved. Now, obviously, they went out in an extraordinary way, losing on a missed field goal in that game Sunday night against the Steelers, who were playoff bound. But the consensus was that John Harbaugh, again, the Ravens underachieved, but his job seemed safe. Went in to meet with the owner of the Ravens, Steve Biscotti, and John Harbaugh walked out without a job.
He walked out with a
box. walked out with his belongings. So John Harbaugh is relieved of his duties. And it was interesting. Immediately what came out is that there were 9 teams who had called John Harbaugh's representatives, his agent, to talk to him about coaching their team. Everybody said, well, wait a minute. There's only there's only 8 teams with coaching vacancies. Who called John Harbaugh that actually has a coach under contract on their staff?
Dallas Cowboys.
Now we know who it was. It was the Miami Dolphins because they fired Mike McDaniel today. And according to those in the know, Stephen Ross, the owner of the Dolphins, has some sort of a relationship with John Harbaugh. But this is an interesting group of coaches because looks like Raheem Morris is going to get another job sooner rather than later. John Harbaugh is not going to be out of a job for a while. And really, John Harbaugh, it seems like he's going to have his pick of jobs. He is thought to be the top candidate for the Giants job. Yeah. I think John Harbaugh would be the adult the Raiders have needed in the room for a long, long time. It'd be crazy for the Raiders to not see if they could take a serious run and get him. And John Harbaugh going against his brother Jim Harbaugh twice a year would be interesting at minimum. Tennessee obviously is going to try to make a run at John Harbaugh. Looks like Kevin Stefanski is probably going to get one of these jobs. He's talked about getting the Atlanta job. But where this gets tricky for Niner fans, Marcus, is that Robert Saleh is going to be up for all of these jobs. And there is talk that Robert Saleh and all right, Miami, there you go. Real quick update. Miami with 3 minutes and change left and using only one of the 2 timeouts they had left. Carson Beck just scrambled for a 3-yard touchdown. 18 seconds left. Extra point or 2-point conversion. Withstanding, Miami now has a 3-point 30-27 lead over the Ole Piss Rebels. And I say to that, yeah. Anyway, we'll let you know what happens with the conversion, whether it's an extra point or 2-point conversion. Oh, look at all those sad Ole Miss fans. How wonderful. Robert Saleh, that Ravens job, he looked real good in that Ravens job. Real good.
I think he'd be a really good fit for the Ravens. A really good fit for the Ravens. Yeah. Because that's a team that kind of built its reputation on defense.
Talk about it.
They didn't have that at all. It's shocking how bad the Ravens defense was. I'm like, I don't even recognize this team.
All year long.
Yeah, all year long.
So they got better near the end when they lost Kyle Hamilton in that game this past Sunday. They were a significantly worse defense, but on balance, that Ravens team, not what we gotten used to. So yeah, people are saying, hey, listen, Robert Saleh with that Ravens job, Mike McDaniel as his offensive coordinator.
That's the other question I was thinking. Would McDaniel come back and take a demotion? Because I actually wouldn't mind seeing him with the Commanders as offensive coordinator.
Yeah. I mean, I would think Mike McDaniel, he would have his pick of plum offensive coordinator jobs. But I'll tell you this, I don't think there's a better job in the NFL to coordinate an offense with than with that boy in Baltimore.
I'm with you.
I'll go kick it with Lamar Jackson any day of the week.
It's weird how this kid has been treated. Lamar Jackson is a 2-time MVP, could have been a 3-time MVP, and people act like this dude just trash all of a sudden. It's crazy. They act like he's faking it all the time. Yeah. You're still talking about how this team has been so snake bitten in the postseason. It's not even funny. Yeah. And act like that's all him. Like it's weird, man. It's
Well,
weird.
but you know how it is though, and we've talked about this before, that we place so much value on the quarterback position. I think we
Mhm.
overvalue it a lot, even as important as it is, and I think we ascribe too much to it. And the one thing we do that we shouldn't do is that we make wins a quarterback stat. And yes, winning is important. That's the ultimate thing. But so much goes into of team winning a football game. By the
Sure.
way, Miami went for 2. They got it. Ole Miss is trying to scramble, but they will not be able to use their weapon, their kicker, to kick a long field goal as it is 31-27. So
Mm.
unless there is a massive bust in coverage here as the clock is running, Ole Miss call a timeout. I think Miami call a timeout. 10 seconds left. I'll let you know what happens in a second. But we if you don't win, which Lamar Jackson is not in terms of getting to or winning a Super Bowl.
Yep.
And you know how people are, dog.
Sad.
We are really weird when it comes to quarterbacks and how we judge them. Really weird.
Especially when, like, I'm like anybody else. I'm happy to blame QBs when they screw up, but you can't sit and watch Lamar Jackson over the last few years. He's not even 30 yet, is he?
No.
You can't even sit and watch this guy play over the last few years and act like he's the problem.
Right. Well, that doesn't stop people now, does it?
Amen. Amen.
That don't stop them, dog.
Think about it. They wanted to let that boy go.
Yeah.
They wanted to let him walk. Are you kidding me?
Well, they didn't want to pay him, is what they didn't want to do. They wanted to keep him. They just didn't want to pay him. That's what that boiled down to. 6 seconds left. Looks like Miami is going to take care of business as Ole Miss is coming out of a timeout, but it's going to be a Hail Mary. So let's know what happens with that. So let's go ahead and get to the picks and what we think is going to happen this weekend.
Ooh.
And we'll just do it. We don't have to do it against the spread, but I will give you what the spread is for those of you who engage in such legal matters. We'll start with Buffalo and Jacksonville. That is a 2-7 situation with Jacksonville. I'm sorry. That is a 3-6 situation with Jacksonville being the 3 seed, if I'm remembering correctly. Yes, Jacksonville being the 3 seed, Buffalo being the 6 seed. Jacksonville, a road dog, albeit slightly, point and a half, depending on where you get your points from. Who you with, Marcus? Buffalo or Jacksonville?
Well, I think I've talked about this. Jacksonville, until they do it, I'm going to have to say prove it. I'm going to take Buffalo as the only upset on the AFC side.
Okay. All right. Even though they're a 1.5 point favorite, they are seeding wise lower than Jacksonville. So I'll give you that upset. I'm going to go against you. I am going to go with the true upset, and I think the upset is going to be how badly Jacksonville beats Buffalo.
Oh, my job.
I keep telling you about this Jacksonville defense. I know a lot of people ain't paying attention. I know that they're young. I know it's the Jacksonville Jaguars. If they were wearing any of, if you put the Jaguars in the Browns uniforms, people would give them more respect. But because they're the Jaguars, people ain't giving them respect. And listen, I got no reason to.
If they're in a Browns uniform, they would have found a way not to get into the playoffs.
All right. No flags. A heave into the end zone as Chambliss rolled to his left. And Carson Beck is a football hero. Miami 31, Ole Miss 27. Miami is on its way to Miami, where they will play the College Football National Championship game next Monday night. Tomorrow, we get Indiana. I'm
a little surprised.
What surprises you about it?
I know. It's been so long. Miami's just found a way to blow it.
Listen, hey dog, they tried.
Been decent.
Brother, they tried. All right.
I mean,
It was penalty after penalty. It was dropped interception by Miami DBs after dropped interception. And that was a clear pass interference in the end zone on the final play. They just didn't call it. So, yeah, Mario Cristobal, who is known for blowing games in Miami, they tried to blow this bad boy, but a lot of talent on the Miami squad. It looks like, and I'm not comparing, but they look like those Miami teams of old where they're really good up front, especially on the defensive line, and they got a lot of team speed, and they got a big, tall, statuesque quarterback. It looks like the teams that Mario Cristobal played on. So what they have done here in these playoffs, I'm not surprised. They're a good football team. Now, again, they're mistake prone, as they were very much so tonight. But hating Ole Miss all I want to. All the credit in the world goes to Ole Miss, but they stifled Ole Miss, and they made Ole Miss play a game that they didn't want to play, and Ole Miss was able to adjust and make it a game, and obviously take that lead. But Miami dictated the tempo with their line play on both sides, but especially their defensive line. That's how they won the football game. So yeah, I give them all the credit in the world for what they were able to pull off. But anyway, back to the pros here. I'm gonna take Jacksonville's defense. That if they can stop Cook, they can stop that run game. All right, make Josh Allen beat you, which he could beat you. But I will take the totality of that Jacksonville defense over Cook and Allen. And I say all they have to do is stop Cook. Easier said than done. As I sit here on my butt, if they stop Cook and make Josh Allen have to throw it, I'm going with Jacksonville in that regard. And Buffalo's defense is not good by any stretch of the imagination. I can see Jacksonville putting up points on them. So if that offense is rolling and Buffalo is unable to stop Jacksonville's offense, and Jacksonville's defense does just a little bit more than the minimum, I think Jacksonville could win this bad boy by almost 10 points. Really believe that.
Nice. My reticence relies in Trevor Lawrence. Until I see it, I won't believe it.
I get it. I understand it. If he was going up against a better defense, if he was going up against the Patriots, the Texans, the Broncos, it's a completely different story in my mind. The Buffalo defense,
they ain't good.
Nope.
They ain't good.
Feeling it. The Chargers at the Patriots. 4-point underdog. What saith you, Marcus?
The Patriots are going. This is going to be my spank. I think that the Pats will win this, and I think it will be by a touchdown or more.
Oh man, I
was Chargers. That's all.
I was feeling the Chargers. Problem is, they're just so beat up on the offensive line, and by virtue of that, Justin Herbert is been beaten up. His hand, I'm sure his left hand, not his non-throwing hand, but his left hand is still not fully healed. I love the Chargers defense. This is going to be the best defense Drake May has seen in a while.
Is Khalil Mack playing?
Unless they played the Broncos. Oh yeah, Mack's playing. Oh yeah, for sure. It's a good Chargers defense, and I could see this Charger defense giving Drake May a lot to worry about and a lot to think about, and I'm curious to see how Drake May, in a pivotal, obviously playoff game, how he deals with metaphorical pressure and how he deals with literal pressure. Dealing with the blitz, and I think the Chargers can apply that. I earlier in the week I was going to go with them, but I just think they're too beat up on the offensive line to really let their offense get unleashed and maybe give a good Patriots defense something to worry about. So I'm going to take the Patriots, and I think the 4, even though I'm not a gambling man, I think the 4 is a comfortable number. I could see them winning this by a touchdown almost fairly easily, just because unless I'm missing something here, it's just the Chargers up front. I can't roll with what they have right now.
Yeah, I'm with you. That's where I am right now too. I just think that it won't be enough.
Easiest pick of the weekend for your boy, them gritty gutty Houston Texans, in the best defense in the league, giving 3 on the road to the Pittsburgh Steelers. I mean, come on, dog.
Now, The X factor is whether or not Aaron Rodgers suddenly turns into Superman for one game. But I don't think that's going to happen. And I'm calling, not only am I calling Texas a big victory, I got 5 sacks.
Oh yeah, no. It's gonna be a meeting at the quarterback. Will Anderson gonna be over here. He gonna have snot coming out his nose. He gonna be over there twitching, just can't wait. And then Daniil Hunter gonna be over there, and they just gonna meet at the quarterback. And old man River ain't gonna have nothing he can do about it.
There's no business losing this game to the Steelers. No business losing to the Steelers.
Absolutely not. Unless, of course, CJ Stroud turns into a pumpkin. But no, to me, easiest game of the week, and watch this thing be a complete and total fucking bloodbath, or just a back and forth on Monday. But give me the Texans for sure. I'll
tell you this: really, I'm kind of glad they had that sort of shitty defensive game last week.
Who, the Texans? Yeah, I mean, it just that game.
Get that out of your system.
You know, like Philly against the Commanders last week, it didn't matter. Once they realized that they couldn't win the division because the Titans were busting it wide open for the Jaguars. So the Jaguars won the division. The Texans just kind of they eased off the throttle. So that didn't necessarily bother me. I've watched them enough this year. I know who they are. I know how good they are. And that defense is the absolute best in the business. And that's saying a lot because Denver's defense is really good. Seattle's defense is really good. The Patriots defense is really good. The Jaguars defense really good. Really the easiest game to pick, unless you are a gambling man or woman. The Rams given 10.5 to the Panthers. Rams on the road, more than a 2-score favorite. 10.5 is way too big. I wouldn't mess with that.
No, this game is scary to me, actually.
Well, I think it's supposed to rain, if I'm remembering correctly.
This is a scary game. This is
not scary in terms of you think the Panthers can win it.
I do think the Panthers can win.
Stop, bro. But you don't think the Jaguars can? Come on.
Well, but let me tell you why. I also with the Rams, they can choke and they can have a shitty game, and I can see them going in here taking this lightly, and I can see the Panthers suddenly running the ball all over the place. I can see stuff like that happening. I don't think the Rams are world beaters. I think they're a very good team, but they can definitely be had. Definitely be had. And
I must be Ray Charles because I can't see it.
It wouldn't shock me. It wouldn't shock me.
Now, I ain't gonna pick what?
I ain't gonna pick
them. No. Stand 10 toes down on it. What?
Yeah, I ain't gonna pick them. I'm just saying it won't shock me if they come up and win straight up. Actually, you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna go ahead and go Panthers. I'm gonna go Panthers.
I love it. I'm not gonna do that. I in no way, shape, or form am I going to do that.
I got nothing to lose. I'm going.
You got absolutely nothing. We ain't putting no money on it. Who gives a shit? Green Bay at Chicago. The Bears are 2.5-point favorites. I actually think it's the toughest game to pick.
I agree. 100%.
Division rivals. This will be the third time they've seen each other. Last time they played, it was fun. It was close. The Bears won. The Bears last couple of games, the Niners, and then with the Lions last week, the Bears have not looked good. Comparatively
they haven't dominated anybody.
Nope, haven't dominated anybody at all.
I keep on saying the luck is going to run out, and this could be it.
I don't disagree with you. I think Green Bay wins. Yeah. I do. I think the Bears have had a really good season, but I'm really big on how you look going into the playoffs, and not just the last game, but the last few games, which brings me into our upcoming discussion about the Niners and the Eagles. Last couple of games, and I know the Packers have their issues, particularly injury-wise, but the last couple of games from the Bears, I could just see I see where they're good, but I also see where they're kind of
Dude, you can't come back every game like that. That exhausts you.
100%.
I mean, it bit him in the ass against the 49ers. Like this can't go on forever.
Yeah. I think for them, if they get out to a hot start, if they're up 10-3 at some point in the first half, if they get a good start, I could see them riding that. And I could see the Packers just kind of giving up the ghost because it has been a trying year for them injury-wise. But then again, it's been that way for a lot of teams. Niner fans are like, yeah, what about us? But if it's close in the fourth, I could see, like I'm going to talk about here with the Eagles and the Niners, I could see that crowd at Soldier Field, and I could see that Bears team going, oh, shit, here we go. What do we do? And I could see the Packers being emboldened by that. Like I said, I respect what the Bears have done. I just don't think they're ready yet. I think they're just too wet behind the ears at this point. So I'm gonna go with the Packers for the road upset for sure.
Yep, Packers. I'm going Packers as well.
All right, so let's get to it. Niners, Eagles, Sunday.
Oh my goodness!
Who you with?
Honestly, this is kind of easy for me. I see the 49ers winning. The Eagles haven't really looked good all year.
No, especially offensively. No, totally offensively.
They've won, but they haven't looked good. And I'll say this, even with the game against the Seahawks, that was the Seahawks making the 49ers look bad. That wasn't the 49ers being bad. That's the credit to the Seahawks, not the Niners. I just think the 49ers blow these dudes out.
Oh, shit.
I think it's a blowout. Now, again, there's always a caveat. They can flash back, and Saquon Barkley can make everything I'm saying here obsolete. Because if that boy get going, it's a rappity rap.
I wouldn't expect him to blow out, and I can't co-sign that, big brother.
Listen, if the 49ers get up early, which is, from my standpoint, absolutely rational thinking. I can see the 49ers getting up 14 zip early, and all of a sudden, you got to start throwing that ball if you're the Eagles. And the Eagles can't score at the 49ers. They cannot.
I'm in agreement with you on all of the theories, so to speak. Blowing them out, I got a little bit more reverence for Vic Fangio and that defense, even though they're gettable. But I got a little bit more reverence for those guys to just be like, oh. But you make some points that are founded in some football truths here, talking about both teams, but particularly the Eagles. And I want to start with this.
Yeah.
Both the Niners and the Eagles have scored 52 points on their opening drives. That's 6 out of the 32 teams. So one, if not both, is going to start the game fast. It's going to start the game with a score. More than likely, it's going to be a touchdown. And I think that lends a lot of credence to your belief that the Niners can get up and out on this Eagles team early. If you haven't watched the Eagles and you just kind of they've had their issues, but you think, it's in the passing game, and we'll get to their passing game in a second because it's not good. But you would think, all right, well that's an issue, but that hasn't been an issue because they've run the ball and they've run the ball well. But see, here's the thing: they haven't. Saquon Barkley from the game against the Giants, and that was on October 26th. He had 14 carries for 150 yards. Beyond that game, he's only had 2 games of 100+ yards against the Chargers and against the Washington Commanders. He's had yardage totals over the last few games, Saquon Barkley, of 60 for an entire game. 60.
That's bad.
He ran for only 22 yards in the last game against the Cowboys.
68
yards. 56 yards. Yes, he has.
These are not blockbuster defenses he's facing either.
By any stretch of the imagination. He's only averaging 4 yards a carry, even though he's gotten more than 1,000 yards this year. Philly's offense only converts third downs at a 37% rate. On the flip side, Niners are number one. They convert third downs at a 50% clip.
Ooh.
The Eagles don't run the ball as dynamically
No.
and as strongly as they did last year, and you
No.
would expect. And their passing game is an absolute mess because it can't play off of the run game. They're still to be respected. Don't get me wrong. But if the Niners, and this is a big if, but if the Niners, whose run defense has been, but if the
Leaky.
Niners can find a way to get them into third, and it doesn't even have to be third and crazy, just be third and 5, just be third and 6. If they can do that with some sort of regularity and put that game on the shoulders of the Eagles passing game, the Niners can go into Philly and win this bad boy. Now the trick is on the other side, and this is the part I find fascinating, is it's good on good. Niner offense against Philly defense. And not having Ricky Pearsall, like I said, I don't think he's going to play. Not having Ricky Pearsall hurts, but having Trent Williams back, what he provides, run blocking, pass blocking, now you don't have to have George Kittle in there helping out Austin Pleasance at left tackle. So now he's free to do George Kittle things where he's going to block, but he's also going to get out there. And if they put Cooper DeJean on him, they're going to take advantage of that matchup. He's going to eat that. He's going to absolutely eat with that matchup. If they can pass protect, and the Eagles don't have crazy edge rushers. If the Niners can pass protect, Brock Purdy starts point guarding that bad boy and spreading that ball around and keep chewing up clock, keep their own defense off the field, convert those third downs. Philly gives up 19 points a game. I say all the Niners have to do. All they have to do is get to 20, 22, 24 points. They do that, and if they get it to the fourth quarter and the Niners have a lead or the Eagles only have a one-scored lead, if the Eagles have a 3-point lead at any point in time in the fourth quarter, I promise you, they're going to fold. They're not going to know what to do offensively. That crowd's going to get real antsy in the fourth quarter, and that's going to be where the Niners, I think, will be able to take advantage with Eddie Pinheiro. So to me, it's going to be a fun game. It's going to be a back-and-forth game. I think the Niners win this bad. It's either going to be a big play, and I think both teams are going to try to strike with the big play. Once they get in the plus territory, once they get to about maybe 35 from 45-yard line, 35-yard line in, going towards the opponent's end zone. Once they get in the plus territory there, both teams are going to take some shots. Whoever hits on those shots, whoever converts those third downs, and whoever gets that field goal at the right time, I think it's going to be the Niners. I think the Niners win this game, man. They really do.
I do. The metric to watch, I believe, is the Eagles. If the Eagles get somewhere around 150 yards rushing, they win. That's what I think. Yeah. And I don't think – and here's the tricky thing, Rod. I think that most of that, if they get it, will have to come from their quarterback.
I was going to bring that up. That's the kind of
quarterback who gives this 49er defense trouble.
100%.
So if he decides to not try to prove anything, like I'm a great passer, and just fucking take off, you might get yourself something.
Well, listen, their offensive coordinator. Remember, I showed you that video of his house getting egged earlier this year. The offensive coordinator. If he does not use Jalen Hurts in the run game, then he's going to need a police escort to get out of that stadium. And Jalen Hurts has said, and I'm paraphrasing here, the coordinator is the guy who's in charge of whether he runs with the ball or not. They'd be crazy not to do that, but the Niners can not necessarily counter that. But Brock Purdy, I think his legs are going to be very important, because just as you believe 150 yards for the Eagles, that's kind of the benchmark. If they do that, they'll win, and I completely agree with you. I think it's the exact same thing for the Niners. If the Niners get 150 yards on the ground, and it's not just going to be from Christian McCaffrey. The bulk of it will be from him, but it's going to be McCaffrey, sprinkle in some Brian Robinson, sprinkle in some Brock Purdy. I don't know if necessarily design runs, but there's going to be some Brock Purdy ground yardage in there. And listen, just as Philly's run offense has not been all that great this year, Philly's rush yards allowed, their rushing defense the last few games. Buffalo hit them for 120 with James
Buffalo's
Cook.
eating.
Dallas hit
ate.
them for 125. The Bears got them with Swift and Managai got them for 281. The Chargers got them for 169. And Justin Herbert had 66 of those 169-yard games. The Eagles, when it comes to stopping the outside zone, they give up 5 yards a carry. Who likes to run outside zone in the NFL? The San Francisco 49ers. Give me the Niners, baby.
Yeah,
Book it.
I see the Niners spanking here unless Jalen Hurts has the game of his life and goes crazy.
Yeah.
That's the only hope for those guys. And time of possession. They need to keep that 49er offense off the field.
Yes.
Because at some point, especially if the Niners are running, the dam is going to burst because the Eagles' offense isn't good enough to hang.
Yep. Watch both teams in the red zone. They're both top 3 in scoring in the red zone. Philly's defense, when it comes to stopping the run, they do it with 7-man boxes. They don't bring a safety down. They do it with 7-man boxes, which is why they're susceptible on the ground. But that means you still have to pass on them. And Philly's pass defense is good. So this is going to be, to me, the game of the weekend. And I'm not just saying that because of my interest in the game, but I think this is clearly going to be the game of the weekend. These two teams are as evenly matched as you're going to get because they're good on certain sides of the ball and they're flawed on certain sides of the ball. Niners defensively, they're flawed. Eagles offensively, flawed. Niners offensively, damn good. Eagles defensively, damn good. Styles make fights. It's going to be a damn good fight. It's going to be a good fight. It's going to be a good fight. Let's get to some Warriors stuff here before we start to goof around, as the Warriors week coming up is going to be an interesting one. They are in the midst now, the Warriors, of an 8-game homestand. Warriors just beat Giannis and the Bucks last night.
By that, actually.
I was surprised by it too, especially the way the Warriors. I would say they did it relatively easily. I know that
that's a surprise. The victory is not as surprising as the ease with which they won.
I know they made it a little bit interesting at the end, but it was really never in doubt. You see the Warriors schedule coming up here. This homestand, got the Kings tomorrow, the Hawks on Sunday. 2 winnable games. Portland is a completely different situation. Portland they kicked the Warriors' ass this year, right? Flat out. The Knicks obviously are a good team. Then you get to Charlotte, Miami, and Toronto. So this is a chance for the Warriors, who are 20-18 at this point. This is a chance for the Warriors, who were saying at the beginning of the season, if they could just survive all of those road trips and all of those back-to-backs at the beginning of the season, they would get to a comfortable point in their schedule. This is the comfortable point in their schedule. And what I dig about the Warriors now, and what I dig about the Warriors, what I like about what they're doing, and I hope it's sustainable, is if you notice these last couple of games, albeit they lost against the Clippers, they won last night, is they've had only single-digit turnovers in both of these games. Had 9 last night and 7 in that game against the Clippers. That were winnable games. And while the Warriors are, with the trade on the horizon with Jonathan Kuminga, and what is that, on the 15th or the 16th? I forget exactly.
15th,
but so next week, with the Kuminga trade looming and the trade deadline on the 5th of February looming, the Warriors could look differently. But as they are currently constituted, the Warriors are not going to get any taller. They're not going to get any younger, okay? Shooting is going to be what it is. They're going to take a lot. Maybe they'll make some. Maybe they won't. But they're going to take a lot of shots. But the one thing that is maddeningly frustrating about the Warriors, and the one thing that they can change, is hanging on to the goddamn ball. And what have they done over the past 2 games? They've actually hung on to the goddamn ball and given themselves.
Well, and there's statistical proof of that. When they don't turn it over, they win.
Yeah. Even when they don't shoot well.
Yeah. That alarming rate, when they don't turn it over, they win. So that I think that somebody has the message. We'll see, because they've had these spurts where they go 3 games, 4 games without a bunch of turnovers, and then make up for it the next 5 6.
I saw someone not report but mention that since the blow up between Steve and Draymond,
Yeah.
that he in particular has gotten a lot better about not being careless with the basketball. If that's the good that can come out of that interaction, to put it that way, if that's the good that can come out of that interaction, that's the best thing for this team right now and going forward, no matter what they're going to look like beyond the Kuminga date next week and beyond the trade deadline next week.
Yeah, dude. I also believe that the more you watch him, the more you understand why Steve Kerr hasn't stuck with anybody, because no one plays consistently well outside those 2.5 guys. Like no one is actually playing. None of them can shoot on a consistent basis. Buddy Hield was brought here for that. He ain't done jack. I don't know where Seth Curry is. I guess he still got the injury, the sciatica, but
sciatica. I mean, doctor say he need a backiotomy.
Yeah. So if they can not turn the ball over and they can actually make some buckets, they'll be okay.
Yeah.
They'll be okay.
Yeah. So as the Warriors are playing better basketball that is more conducive to winning, and they have a schedule, at least for the next couple of games, that also seems to be conducive to winning. Next Thursday, January 15th, a.k.a. Jonathan Kuminga Day.
JK Day.
I love the report that came out that said the Warriors were, even though they're not playing Jonathan Kuminga, they would be open to not trading him if the deal wasn't right. And I say to that, stop lying.
Yeah, we know you're lying. But they got to say stuff like that in order to kind of get the sweetest deal that they can get. But everybody knows.
But here's the deal. Everybody know you're lying. So actually, you don't have to say that, because
get this dude up out of here. And you know what? Honestly, it may help the team. And not because he's gone, but because the drama is over.
What you just hear, everybody. Well, you know what though? I do think once they got to that point, what was it, last week, where everybody was hurt.
Yep.
And Jonathan Kuminga's back would not allow him to play. I think that was sort of the line in the sand where everybody was like, all right, that's fine. You know, not that it was a big deal before, and not that it was really problematic for the team where they couldn't focus or they couldn't win. Yeah. But that that was hanging over the team. Like, you have this guy who's ostensibly healthy. He wants to play. It's in your best interest to showcase him. And there are certain instances, certain games where the Warriors are getting out-athleted. And you got guys like Chris Mullin saying, you have an athlete on your bench, why not use him? I do think that there was, not a cloud, but almost like a haze over the team where it was there. Yep. Once that my back hurts, I can't play, even though no one else is able to play. I think once that happened, to me, that was the sign for everyone. It's just like, all right, it's not optimal, but we're not going to make a big deal about it. The 15th is somewhat right around the corner.
You're going to be up out of here.
We're just going to keep sleeping in the same bed for the sake of the kids. And then when it's time to go, we're just going to go.
Yeah, I'd be willing to bet where JK was like, listen, man, if I ain't starting, don't worry about playing me. Don't worry about playing me. It's fine. And I'm sure Steve was like, all right, cool.
God, I really hope it didn't come down to him whether he's starting, because
I can definitely see it. Like if I'm not starting, there's no point in playing it.
I hope not. I really hope not. Really, really, really hope not. Let's see if we can do some on this date here. If we can actually play some videos on this date, January the 8th. Hey, that rhymes. On this date in 1990. Sinead O'Connor released Nothing Compares to You. Great song written by Prince. Great voice brought to us by Sinead O'Connor. Rest in peace. Yep. And a very simple yet unforgettable and arresting video. And Marcus, I would dare say that even though it's a great song
Yeah.
and Sinead O'Connor's performance of that song is legendary, if you didn't have the video to go along with the song of just her face staring into
Mhm.
the camera, singing the song, and then the emotion you see at the end of the song where she's in tears, if you didn't have the video, as simple and as just plain and as stark as it is, I don't know if the performance of the song would have been as powerful as it eventually was, even
I,
though her vocals are incredible.
I think that sometimes the song is this, and by this is actually the super heyday of MTV.
Mhm.
So the video had to be arresting, right?
Yes.
But
Yes.
I think the smart thing, at least from whomever directed this, was, this song is lyrically is pretty powerful. We should let her showcase her, sing
Yes.
it, and show the emotion. Almost
Yes.
like D'Angelo with "How Does It Feel?" Like
Great call.
sometimes you just show the video. The song is that good. Just show the performer performing the song.
I'm gonna look up here. I know this makes for a great broadcasting. Who directed the
Oh,
video?
nice. Yeah, that's a good question.
Nothing compares.
She was so purty too.
Yeah. No, she's
In
sorry. I
spite of
can't
all,
do. I can't type and talk at the same time.
all good. I mean, the poor
Director.
woman had a rough life, and all the mental health stuff because she died so young.
Very young, very young. The video was directed by John Mayberry. Never heard of him. And he captured O'Connor's raw emotion, particularly her famous tears, which stemmed from the real life grief for her mother. Mayberry's vision focused on O'Connor's face, creating a powerful minimalist video that became a cultural touchstone. So
Yep.
there you go on
Yep.
this date. I've maybe I haven't. I don't remember, but I feel like I remember. I don't think I've ever heard Prince sing this song. Are there versions of him singing this?
The version that Prince sings with Rosie Gaines, straight out of Oakland, is amazing, and it's live version.
Okay,
So
I'll check that out.
if you ever get, it's almost like a gospel song.
Oh wow! Ooh.
And they destroy it. And then
Okay.
there's one other original recorded version by this group called, because it came out in 86 or 85, 86. There's a group called The Family.
Yes, I remember them. Sure.
Yeah, Prince put together because he got rid of everybody in the time and he started that group. He wrote the original Nothing Compares to You. The recorded version is on that album, but you can't find that album anywhere.
Oh.
So, and it's that version by the guy, the lead singer of that group. His name was St. Paul. Amazing.
Interesting.
But the gospel version with Rose Gaines and Prince live, blow you away. Again, shout out.
Check it out. Yes, sir. All right. Hopefully, get some videos to play here on this date in the year 2000. A great travesty happened in the NFL playoffs.
Uh-oh.
Bastard. Yeah, I know, right?
Uh-oh.
This is working.
Does this involve the Titans?
Yes, it does. Yes. Can you tell by the disdain on my face? I mean, I said it was a travesty.
I remember it.
Because, I mean, damn it, we had replay. This is something that could have been fixed, but no, we didn't do that. And of course, the video won't work here.
Would it have been conclusive evidence?
Well, I mean, it was when the video does come up, and I'm assuming eventually it is going to come up, you will see that it was clearly a forward pass. He threw the ball from behind the line. Frank Wycheck threw the ball from behind the line. The Titans player caught it in front of the line. It was clearly a forward pass that was not correctly adjudicated. And not that I have any love for the Buffalo Bills, but one of the great travesties
and a possibility for a play
in the history of American professional sports happened.
Taken by Neal.
Behind the 35, the 25 here. He catches it in front of the 25. It was a forward fucking pass.
Dyson down the sideline. Dyson's going to go all the way. And there is no flag.
Come on. Come on, what are we doing? What are we doing? I'm as angry now as I was when I saw this live when it happened 26 years ago on this date. You could clearly see it was a forward pass. He was behind the 25 when he threw it. Dyson caught it in front of the 25. What the hell are we doing here?
That's right. That's the only.
Shout out Steve McNair. Rest in peace to the great Steve McNair. Okay, now we're looking. Middle of the field. He's behind the 25. He catches the ball.
He has to come back, right?
He has to catch it behind the line. He catches it in front of the 25. On this date, January 8th, 2000, the Music City Miracle happened. And it's completely and totally misnamed. It should be the Music City refereeing malfeasance is what it should be. Because it was a forward pass.
You know what? I really like Steve McNair, man. I love watching that dude play. God,
I saw him play in college.
Woo! He was a man.
Yeah. So this is before.
Alcorn State.
This is before every football game was on television. This was before cell phones. This is before the internet. All right. So we're talking mid-90s. Okay.
Yep.
93, 94. I think is when I saw him. And you would hear these. It was almost like people were talking about Bigfoot. Like you heard about Aaron McNair. Like, man, he throw for 300. He run for 150. They can't touch him. You literally heard about him from word of mouth. There was no footage of Steve McNair. That was readily available.
You didn't start seeing his games until the end of the season.
Right.
They talked about
exactly.
it. Yeah, the season. Then you started actually like, oh my God.
So it was literally word of mouth. Alcorn State played Southern and got a chance to see him. And it was, I didn't see these guys live, but I saw Vince Young play. I saw Reggie Bush play. I saw Adrian Peterson play. And I'm talking about guys that when I saw them, like they're just better than literally everybody else on the field.
Yep.
Steve McNair was the one college player I saw in person where I was like, he's the best player within a 500-mile radius. And they could do nothing about him. And he threw for like 350. He ran for like a buck.
Some of the most amazing broken plays I've ever seen came from Aaron McNair. This kid was so goddamn.
Oh my God!
Injuries really screwed him up because he was injured for I want to say most of his career. He played with some kind of injury, and of course, a girlfriend murdered him. So that also hurts your chances in the Hall of Fame.
Being murdered really does hamper your ability to do anything. Quite frankly, anything.
It slows you down.
Football, breathe. It's a problem. He had a good career, though. He had a good career.
He had a really good career.
He had a good career. Boy, it would have been great to see him, on better teams. Even though he did go to the Super Bowl. Did he finish with the Ravens? That does sound about right.
He finished with the Ravens.
Yeah. And I feel responsible for him not winning a Super Bowl because, going back to me being a hater, when the Titans were in the Super Bowl against the Rams and they came up a yard short, I feel like I'm the one who manifested that. Because in no way, shape, or form could the Tennessee Titans, only a few years after leaving Houston, could they win a Super Bowl. There was no way that was going to happen. If that would have happened, I probably would have committed several murders.
That's literally one of the best Super Bowls I've ever seen. I just such a David versus Goliath game. Yeah. Everybody thought they were just going to roll in there and spank. Because, by the way, that Rams team is one of the best teams I've ever seen in my life.
Oh, sure. Sure. Yeah.
And the fact that Titans team was hanging to the last play of the game is amazing to me still to this day.
And they came up one glorious yard short. Also on this date, January 8th in 2011, one of the greatest runs in NFL history happened. So while we wait for this video to play, because this program StreamYard stinks.
Crowd silent now, as opposed to
Beastquake, baby, on this date,
oh, look at this run.
2011.
What a run! Marshawn Lynch.
Get off me!
Still on his
That
feet.
right there.
Has
And wait, here's the
blockers
best
now.
part.
He's dancing his
He
way
dives into the end zone,
for the touchdown.
grabbing his crotch. Oh, this
Crowd
must be the
silent
game.
now,
Oh, it's
as
awesome.
opposed to when the Saints have the ball. Oh, look at this run!
He
What a
literally
run.
ran through the entire Saints
Marshawn
defense.
Lynch
Oh, good.
still on his feet. Has blockers now. He's dancing his way
Awesome.
for the touchdown.
Awesome. Awesome. I hadn't thought about this run in a long time, hadn't seen it in a long time, and man, I was so excited to run across it today. Because I mean that run it's electric. Like I said, it's one of the greatest runs, not one of, and it is one of the greatest runs in the history of football. Flat out.
I would not. He'll never get in, obviously, but I would not mind if Marshawn Lynch was in the Hall of Fame. I would just love
man.
it. I
Man.
might even actually fly out there for his induction ceremony because it'd be the funniest stand-up anybody's ever seen.
He would probably do it like live via satellite from Oakland. Like he probably wouldn't even go to the Hall of Fame ceremony, but he would do it at like, he'd do it at the Coliseum or Oracle Arena, or I don't know, just like, on, fucking Skyline Boulevard or something like that.
He was
But
so
man.
good. And remember when he was at Cal, he was doing the same thing.
Absolutely. Yeah.
He was doing the same thing.
Absolutely. So yeah, on this date, January 8th, 2011, Marshawn Lynch dropped
Big
this
and fast.
Beastquake run on the entirety of the New Orleans Saints defense, and he grabbed his crotch as he fell backwards into the end zone. Did it with style. So there we go. On this date, January 8th, in 1990, Sinead O'Connor released Nothing Compares to You. The Music City mishap happened in the year 2000, and the Beastquake run happened to and all over the New Orleans Saints in 2011. I'm going to do the best thing I've seen today before we get out of here, even though the videos aren't working in the way that I would love for them to. Do I have the video? Let's see if I can find it here, because it was it's pretty cool, and I learned something that I did not know by watching this video. Do you remember? And if you do, I'm sure you have fond memories of Schoolhouse Rock.
Of course
you do. Yeah, there we
I know
go.
all the Schoolhouse Rock songs.
I cannot. Now the video won't come up. The reason I know the preamble to the Constitution, but I cannot say the preamble to the Constitution, I have to sing the preamble to the Constitution, is because of Schoolhouse Rock. And Schoolhouse Rock was a integral part of the childhood of many American youngsters. And oh no, I can't get the video. You know what? I promise you, I will pay this best thing I've seen today off here in a couple of weeks. I cannot get the video up, so I will actually show you another thing that I had, which is not the best thing I've seen today. Something I did a couple of years ago on NBC Sports Bay Area when the Niners went back to Philadelphia to play the Eagles in 2024. So this was the year after they lost in the NFC Championship game when Brock Purdy tore his elbow. And Niners went back the next year, and they had revenge on their mind, and revenge they got. But before the game, I was feeling a certain kind of way about Philadelphia Eagles fans, and I was able to express how much I disliked Eagles fans on NBC Sports Bay Area. So let's see if we can play this video before I lose my shit.
The loss. Instead, they
Here we go. All right.
A real professional football team with real professional men take a loss. Instead, they cried about it. Oh, if our quarterback wasn't hurt, if you would have freaking blocked for him, he would have been hurt. You suck. You're not man enough to admit it. Now you're going to come back here and you're going to get kicked again, and we're going to show you how men play. Not like those little whiners from the West Coast who drink their little wine with their pinkies up and act like you're so superior. Guess what? This is Philly. You're going to lose. You suck.
Nobody's scared of you mouth breathers. You can't even pronounce the word water right. It's water, not water. Even the Eagles fans who are kids are the worst. Check this out. I promise you, this kid is going to be in a juvenile hall in the greater Philadelphia area within the next 2 weeks. Oh, and I'm not done, because not only are Eagles fans not smart, they also lack spatial awareness. Like this guy. Wait for it, bam! Right there. Please show that one more time, but slower. Wait for it. Oh, no. I mean, listen, Debo's supposed to be afraid of people who don't see stationary objects or people who look like this guy? That's going to haunt your dreams. That's a shirtless Eagles fan in an Eagles mask. Let me tell you something, Philadelphia Eagles fans. Your fight song is dumb. It only proves that you can spell a 6-letter word repeatedly, and you root for a coach who has the most punchable face in the NFL. And if I could steal a line from the great comedian Bill Burr, Rocky is stupid, the Liberty Bell is even stupider. And by the way, Philadelphia cheesesteaks, which are delicious, can be made anywhere. Oh, one last thing. Every single day, know this, Philly fans, you wake up in Philadelphia. We wake up and thrive in beautiful Northern California.
I see that video, and the only thing I can say is, why didn't I get a haircut before I went on television? What was I thinking? What's
wrong with it?
It's just a little bit too poofy. But the point still stands. I mean, really, Eagles fans, just a terrible group of people all the way around. And I meant what I said. I said it with my chest, and I'll say it again if I have to.
Well, the real insult is that their cheesesteaks can be made anywhere. That right to the heart, right there. But
they can. It's just meat and cheese, which I love, by the way. All right, I love meat. I love cheese. I love them together. All right, so don't get me wrong. Philly cheesesteaks are great. I just don't think it just because they're made in Philly it makes them great. I can make a Philly cheesesteak in my crib. It's the same thing they make in Philadelphia. It just comes with less attitude and probably has more seasoning on it. So
it's a sneaky good food town.
Yes, it is. Yeah. No. Listen, Philadelphia is like Chicago. You get to spring and summer in Philadelphia. It's a lot of fun, and you're right. Philadelphia is a good food town. The problem with Philadelphia is Philadelphians.
The problem with Philadelphia is people live there.
Exactly. Right. Yeah. That's the issue with Philadelphia is, if you would remove the Philadelphians from Philadelphia, I might, would be inclined to be like, you know what, I think I'm going to visit Philadelphia. But because you cannot separate the Philadelphians from Philadelphia, it's like, especially during football season, do I want to go deal with those people? No, absolutely.
That's rough, bro.
All right, let's get out of here. Thank our presenting sponsor, the fine folks at Hot Monk Taverns, 3 locations to choose from. Make sure you check them out in Sonoma, Sebastopol, or in Novato. To all of you who are nice enough to check us out on the regular, we appreciate it. All the folks in the comments, thank you very much. We will see you next week. Let's plan on Tuesday. Why Tuesday? The Texans are playing the Pittsburgh Steelers on Monday Night Football. I just don't think I'm going to be in the headspace to be able to give you everything you need for a full, robust episode of Quality Hang. God forbid they lose. You don't want Sour Rod B just yelling obscenities for 2 hours, and then again you're probably saying, how is that different from any other episode of Quality Hang? And I say to that, touche, damn good point. But we will see you on Tuesday. How about that? We like it? We good with that, Marcus? We good with that?
We love that.
All right, everybody. Have yourselves a fantastic weekend. We will see you on Tuesday. Good night. And remember, be good and be good at it. We'll see you. Bye.